Understanding God's words. I was just thinking about when I think it's in Matthew. It's in one of the four Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John, where Jesus says, "Let the dead bury the dead." Why did Jesus say something like this? So the story at the time was about the rich man, and Jesus was saying, well, why don't you just come with me? Well, he starts talking about all the stuff he has to do. And he has to, I think he had to bury his father or something like that, who recently passed away. It may seem like Jesus was not empathetic to the fact that his father died, because he said, let the dead bury the dead. But he was making a point of saying that when you are so attached to this world, you're not going toward life. It's like, let the dead bury. You're living in a dying world. So let the dead bury the dead. There's more important things that we need to do. Don't even really worry about all the things going on in this world that are so temporary, short-lived. This is a transient life. And so, let the dead bury the dead is an indication of, don't be concerned with the things of this world. This world is short-lived, and everything in it is short-lived. Therefore, Jesus is saying, put your emphasis on the living water. Put your emphasis and your focus on the water life. Jesus says, drink life's water for free. This water you'll never thirst. That's the life. That's Jesus. That's Jesus and Jehovah God. And so, ones who are not interested in having anything to do with this world are living a life of being dead in this life to gain life, true life, right? Because that's an act of real faith, because we know that human beings generally live between 60, 70, 80, 90 years. Very few make it to 100. Even if they do, it's not like they're doing a bunch of cartwheels. So we don't live very long. So to really sacrifice your life and not have a life and say, I'm not doing anything but slaving for God, is trust. It's trust, and it's faith. It's a demonstration of faith, because this is all we know, right? So this is all we know. So it would be very reasonable for somebody to say, this is all I know. All I know to do is get a job, go to school, get a job, and be successful in this life. And it appears that there's nothing wrong with that, because it's like, well, this is all we know. So that phrase, let the dead bury the dead, what's going on here? Why would Jesus say that? And that's exactly what happens. Because, you go to school, you do well, and you're successful in this life. And then sure enough, what happens? The dead are burying their dead. When you are so wrapped up into what's going on in this world and you're not slaving for God, you are in fact the dead burying the dead. Something to think about. And also for people who might not understand that scripture, for people who've read that scripture and didn't understand, I'm sure there's way better interpretations of it. Well, it just came to my mind to say that, because There could be so many things in the Bible that are easily misunderstood. And that's when you have to understand Scripture and know the Bible. And it's a lot of books. There's 66 books. Not to mention, they say there's lost books of the Bible. But for the most part, the 66 that are there, it's a lot. It's a lot to read. It's a lot to read. It's a lot to understand. There's a lot of research. I have to read the Bible with the dictionary because I don't understand all those words. So, something to think about.